How's it going, everyone? My name is SmackNPie. You're watching Series for the Views. Today we're gonna talk about The Last of Us Part 2. Now before I begin today's video, I want to say spoilers, major spoilers ahead. So if you haven't played Last of Us Part 1 or haven't watched it, go ahead, play it first or watch it first somewhere else, then come back to this video. On my end. Okay, so today we're going to talk about everything we know so far for The Last of Us Part 2. Whether it's about characters, story, theories, and I'm going to give my opinion on what's going to happen in the story and what's going to happen, and from my perspective, what is the suitable ending, and from my perspective, what's going to happen in the ending and what's the release. So we're going to talk about everything in this video. So let's talk about first with things which are confirmed by Naughty Dog and about The Last of Us Part 2. And since we know The Last of Us Part 2 was confirmed during the PSX, the PlayStation experience, I guess, yes, maybe, and the reveal trailer, there was a reveal trailer of The Last of Us Part 2 which confirmed The Last of Us Part 2 is now gonna happen. And after that, everyone just went excited, everyone just like, yo, we need this, we need that. And we can't wait for this. We're so excited because we all know how amazing, how beautiful, how fantastic The Last of Us Part 1 was. And you know, I have no word for it. If you guys played it, you might say the same, because it's a game we cannot explain in the words. It's the feeling we get, we players get, we can't explain it in words. It's unexplainable. Okay, so let's talk about the things that are confirmed. Since you know Joel is back, Ellie is back, the story is going to be 5 years after the original game, which means that Ellie will be 19, and we can see both of them appearing again in the game. Joel hasn't changed a bit, and Ellie changed a lot because she's now 19, and she's playing guitar, hanging around, and killing people, murdering people, and chilling out, tearing of blood, tears coming out, and handshaking and tattoos and everything, immunity, and etc. Okay, I'm taking this serious to joke. So since in the trailer we see Joel comes as a shadowy thing and do his thing, and said his dialogue that we're gonna throw with this, and she's like put the guitar back and everything. You watched it, why am I repeating this? The thing is that after the trailer, everything just goes upside down. A lot of people saying, a lot of putting theories that, oh my god, looks like Joel is dead. Oh my god, what are we gonna do now? And it is clearly confirmed that by the creative director of the game, Neil Druckmann. He said that the story gonna revolve around hate. Now again, I'm not gonna put my opinion yet. I'm gonna just only explain what's happened, what already we know. Also, the interesting part is that he said, Neil Druckmann, that both of the characters, they both gonna they're gonna know the dark secret of each of the past. And that's a big thing. They're gonna know the dark secret of their past, which means it's gonna be something really different. And because of that, they're gonna change the way they think about each other, the way they look at each other, the way they behave with each other. Their relation is gonna turn all upside down, and I'm really curious about it. So this is a really interesting step. What I think, that this is a really cool step. The first game was a making relationship, and now it's going all the way opposite. Also, it's also confirmed that a child character is gonna play. Marlene died, spoilers, and David was also died. I guess he might come back, he might be back, who knows. And there are a lot of new characters gonna come in, and the story gonna continue as last time, but 5 years after the original game. And also Joel is playing the character, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. They're gonna play the same character as they played in The Last of Us Part 1, so it's a good news. Also, there's gonna be a new weapon. It's also confirmed. Now let's get to my theory from what I get. Now let's start from the story and join all the pieces together. Now there's one more theory I forgot to mention. It's just a recent theory that a lot of coming people that might be, that the Ellie Ellie's immunity against her CBI. CBI means that the brain infection. I don't know what's the turn things. The CBI, her immunity against CBI, causing her to hallucinate. Now, this is a very, very big theory. Now, it could be a lot of things. Number one, it can prove that the Joel is still alive and she's getting hallucinations. Second, Joel might be dead and she's getting hallucinations about Joel, and Joel coming in her hallucination. This again, it's just my opinion. Okay, it's not confirmed. Okay, it's my opinion. It's a theory. That's other people say, and I'm putting my opinion in it. So don't take it as a confirmed thing. Now, this is really interesting because and this does make sense. From what we've seen in the trailer, reveal trailer, it does make sense if you put it that way, that her immunity causing her to hallucinate. It does make sense, and what we've seen in the reveal trailer, it does make sense. Everything makes sense after this theory. Also, the theory about Joel is dead is also makes sense, but it doesn't make sense that the game starts and Joel's dead. A lot of people, when we said that Joel might be dead, it doesn't mean that the game starts, Joel's dead. Until then, we haven't seen Joel. Now, let me clear this up for you, okay? Let me just clear this up for you. From my perspective is, Joel's still gonna be in the game as we've seen. He's gonna play some part in it. And again, from the confirmation that Ellie's gonna be the main player, not the Joel. Joel's gonna be our second partner. He's not gonna be the main player. So from my perspective, that he will be in the story till middle, 50% or even 60%, and he might be dead after the 60% or after the half of the story of The Last of Us Part 2, or he might get dead at the end. And again, it's my opinion, it's my theory. You can disagree with me, you can agree. You guys are awesome, man. You can do. Okay, this is just getting too much kindness. I don't like too much kind people because they're either flirting with them or. Okay, just kidding. So from my perspective is that Joel is alive. It doesn't make sense if he's not alive in the beginning. So it does make sense that he might be alive in the beginning, and at the middle of the game, or maybe in the end, he got dead, or which may be causing her to hallucinate. And if we connect that hallucination thing from the beginning, it will make sense, and it will make story way more amazing, because a lot of people doesn't seems to believe the hallucinations theory. You can go and check out the hallucination theory. I'm gonna put the link in the description, or you can check out on the Google if I forgot to put that link in the description. If they think that, okay, what if we put the hallucination thing from the beginning, like she'll get hallucinations, making player think that it's real, but in fact it's just a hallucination, and making player not realize it's hallucinations, but at the end it was all hallucination and this and that. You get my point, right? Also, from my perspective is that we will get to see the mother of Ellie. We'll get to see a lot of characters connected to the Ellie will come back, and there's gonna be a lot of things. I can guarantee you. Let me straight up things for you. What, from my perspective, how the story gonna goes? It's gonna start from 19 years old Ellie. She's angry and everything. Fighting to find a cure for her disease. Because we all know Joel lied, even though Ellie knew it, that the Joel was lying in front of her face. Which is kind of racist, okay, no, that's not racist. Which is kind of, sucks. But it does make sense. Like, they slowly progress to, find about each other past, and, you get my point, right? So from my perspective is that they're gonna slowly find about each other past, which is the dark past, or whatever, the dark path, past, whatever. And they'll get to hate each other, okay? And because of that, either of the character will die because of this cause. One of them is, from my theories, in the end, or at least 70% or 60% of the game, of the story. And the strong chances are of Joel that he get it. Because from my perspective, this is the last game in the Last of Us universe. Who knows? This is from my perspective. So Joel might get dead, at the ending. And if I'm not saying it's the suitable ending, but it will make the story more amazing, and people will remember it, this and that. People, players, they always do this and that. So from my perspective, the story is going to be amazing. It's going to revolve around hate, as the director said, and as he said, mentioned as I forgot to mention the pregnancy part that Ellie got ready. Now, if you go to Last of Us Part 1, last conservation period, Joel and Marlene, and she has been raped and everything. That child, from the confirmation that child play character is gonna be in the game, that child connected to all the story back in the way, because we'll get to see a lot of past about Joel and Ellie. We'll get to see a lot of it, okay? A lot of it. Trust me on this one. And trust me, get my verse of this. We'll get to see a bad ending. Although it will suit, but we'll get to see bad. I hope we'll get good ending. Everyone happy and everything. But trust me on this one. We'll get a bad ending on this one. So as I was saying that, the child of Ellie, she from my perspective, she's gonna be a girl, and she will have a really hard role to play. She's gonna play a very big role in the story. So that's just my theory, and the story's gonna go this or that. Either of the way, we'll get to play, or we'll get to see an amazing story. Now about the release date and more information that might come. Now at E3, what my thing is that there is a 90% chance that they get to reveal at least something, if not trailer, if not gameplay, at least a bit line of that what's coming up next, or what's gonna happen. So that I think a lot of the sources confirming that The Last of Us Part 2 gonna reveal at the E3. So E3 is not far. We're almost there. We're almost there. So you don't need to worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Trust me. Okay, that's just annoying. About the release date, write it right now. June 2018. Got it. Okay. If not June, at least second or third quarter of 2018. This is what I've researched from the Naughty Dog, timeline of releasing game. They always do this, and from what I when I research it and I make a line of the duration, it does make sense of June 2018. Still, this is just my opinion. You can disagree with my opinion, or you can agree with my opinion. Either the way, just 2018 is the perfect. A lot of sources are also confirming this. Anyway, that was my theory about Last of Us Part 2. What do you think that I missed? I know a lot of things I missed, but I have to make that video, so that's why I was in rush and hurry. Anyway, I'm gonna end this episode right here. I hope you guys enjoy it. You gotta my videos, because if you do, leave a like down below, share thoughts in the comments. I'll see you on the next series for the views episode. I'm out of news. There are a lot of news going on. I don't know why I'm not making videos. Anyway, take care. Peace. Smack out.